You know, I found it kind of interesting because when you call an AC dick up, they show up, you don't know who they are. I know who these people are.
Who are you?
Oh, look, it's Jordan Yu and Kevin.
Hello. There's Kevin. Hold on. Yeah.
Only fans!
DM me. Slide into my DMs.
We're taking a look at the Big Six. The AC has been lackluster. It always has been. And I figured in 18 years it probably is a bit low.
Understandably so.
So that's why we're doing that. So Kevin has gauges for R134A. And we're going to see. We did a preliminary check already, and things didn't seem too happy.
No, the low side was like 25 psi, which is a little lower than it should be. Okay, just get the air out of the line. Hence the towel here. I guess before I do this, let's start it back up. And let's check our pressures. Let's check our high side and our low side. It's kind of interesting that the low side is about 70, which is okay because it's probably still a little bit cold. But the high side's sitting at 140. Yeah, the high side's a little low too. It's only sitting at about 150. We'll let it sit for a minute and just see how high it burns. So the low side's at about 18, and the high side's at about 160. The high side. Sorry about spitting a little bit of oil on the intake manifold.
That's all right. It shines it up.
That's one way to look at it, right? I hate the way this
Just
nose...
put it on top of the battery. It's metal.
Yeah, it'll make a good connection there. Actually, you're going to need it anyway to hold on to.
This is... purge this hose. Alright, so we'll feed in a little bit here. And of course what's going to happen is the can's going to get cold really fast. And,
right.
I may have to cheat and charge it with liquid, but you got to go really slow, yeah, because otherwise the compressor doesn't really like that. Yeah, you can hear it bogging down a little bit now. What's interesting is that the high side's not really moving much.
Probably not getting enough gas in there.
No, it's probably not. But the can's getting cold, I bet.
Oh, it's already freezing.
Is that due to the ambient temperature outside?
No, it's because the gas is moving from a high pressure state to a low pressure state.
Really
So I'm gonna not put it across the terminals.
Why not?
Feed in a little bit of liquid. May end up needing the entire can.
What is the, I forget what the capacity on this thing is.
It's probably on that piece of
should be on the sticker somewhere.
it takes 1.2 pounds. That's a pretty fair amount.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's, well, the Grand Prix, I think, my Grand Prix takes 1 kilogram, which is 2.2 pounds. which is that's like 36 ounces. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the high side's starting to climb a little bit. Probably.
Yeah, you haven't gone too much at all.
Really? Yeah, I don't even think I've used half a can yet.
I only bought 2 cans because I didn't expect it to be that much.
Well, we could do is we could go to the store and get another one.
We could.
Like time we went to the store to get the Christmas light clip.
Exactly, just like that time.
There must be a story attached to that.
Oh, I have an interesting story for you. I'll talk about it in more detail off camera, but when I
Okay.
got my haircut this morning, my barber is from one town over from you.
What is a haircut?
I used to know what one was, but that was about 28 years ago. Maybe more.
Well, in the not too distant future, I probably won't need them anymore.
I'm there now.
I'm going to try to shoot for about 35 psi on the low side. What speed is the fan on right now?
The inside the cabin?
Yeah.
It's on as high as it goes.
Okay, perfect.
On research, lowest temperature, all that.
The high side really hasn't moved much. I mean, this has a pretty good metering system in there.
Well, it's also not hot out today.
Yeah, if it was like 90 degrees, it'd probably be closer to 250.
I don't think it's much above 75 today.
That's probably about 80 right now. But the humidity's so low, it feels kind of cool.
So far we've been adding refrigerant and things.
I think this can's almost empty. Wow.
A little bit, not much.
A little bit left, you said? Or
I think a little bit left.
it's still drawing in liquid. I can see by the way the gauge is moving. Well, maybe this thing was lower than we expected.
That could be. Like I said, I got another can.
I mean, it was going down to like, what, 20 psi on the low side?
Yeah, that's pretty low.
It's better than that dehumidifier was. That was like 2. I don't want to push it too much harder because the high side's already at like 210. I bet you the AC probably feels real nice inside now.
Well, I can get a meter for that unless you happen to bring one.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I have an actual air temperature one.
Yeah. Mine isn't as accurate, I'm sure. The radiator fans are on high now.
That makes sense because the high side's sitting at about 210, 215, which is a little bit higher than I would have expected. That's pretty good cold now.
He's got a Johnny Popper on that. Yep, just adding refrigerant. We're going to check the temperature inside soon.
Yeah, we're at about 220 now.
220. That's a scary voltage for air conditioner.
That's almost as scary as 208. I think it's probably good now.
You have to be white and nerdy to understand a lot of
Battery's
these jokes.
pretty cool. All right.
It might even be the tiniest bit overcharging it.
Oh no.
The best way to do this, if you have the equipment, is to, you know, evacuate everything and then weigh in the right amount.
I got a solid 50.
That's with the windows open. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the 80 going in. That's pretty easy.
That's 50 all day. Let me hit one of the other bins.
Yeah.
Because
The one in the middle and the one all the way on the other side can be the closest.
yeah,
Closest to the evaporator.
that's kind of more what I'm interested in.
I can't wait to take that coupler off now that the exhaust is nice and hot. 46, that's pretty good, yeah. With the window open, in the sun. I can tell. Put almost the whole can. I would hope so. Okay, I'm going to quit while we're ahead. That's good.
I think that's probably good.
Yeah, the high side looks pretty happy. It's at about 220. That's not unreasonable. That puts us at about 136 degrees, so that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, that sounds about right. For the price of a can of Freon, that's not bad.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that open. No, there's no guarantee that a year from now it's not going to be low again from wherever it leaked out.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
Right, it's been low for years, so.
Yeah,
And it hasn't gone any lower than that. It just is low.
Well, now that the operating pressure is a little bit higher, it may leak out a little bit more quickly, is I guess my point. Now, hopefully I brought a cap with me, but I probably didn't. Of course I didn't bring a cap with me, but I
Why
have.
would you bring what you need?
Actually, hold on. Jedi.
You brought what you needed?
By accident, yes. Alright, so shut the AC off.
Leave the engine running?
Yeah, you could leave the engine running. Because I'm going to let the high side, fall back down. And then I'm going to sweep the gauges.
So we got down to about 46 and change inside.
That's pretty good.
That wasn't bad. The best it was able otherwise to do was about 55. So 10 degrees, that can make a big difference.
Oh, yeah. You and I are over the same stupid flight path for
Right.
4R at the JFK.
Yeah.
They make sort of a candy cane shape. They go like this, and then they come back down.
Does that go all through the night too?
Oh, yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
It's like every 30 to 90 seconds.
Well, depending.
Yeah, some days are worse than others. Sundays
Yeah.
are usually pretty bad.
Do you see the planes when they have the air show at Jones Beach?
That's pretty cool.
Because I get that here when I'm opening the pool.
Yeah, that's true, because you're closer to that than me, and
Yep.
in a line of sight. So now we're just going to slowly push the high side stuff back into the low side. Okay. And if you wouldn't mind, just start it back up, the AC.
Right.
We'll suck in the rest. That'll get rid of all this liquid. So that'll put a suction on there. See, it's drawing it all out. Now, it can only go so low, but it's better than having a hose full of crap in there, so. Actually, I shouldn't take that off while it's running. That's a bad idea. So that's as much as that's going to draw out.
Okay.
Leave it on. I'm going to disconnect the low side and try not to burn myself.
Be careful.
Or hit the fan.
Watch out for the fan.
Fan! Sticking my hand in fans is, that's how I roll.
You're gonna cut your finger off.
All right, so shut it off.
The AC or
Yeah,
the whole
shut
thing?
the AC off. Or the engine, whichever.
Shut
Probably
that
the
fan
engine.
off.
Yeah,
Can you put that fan back on?
Which one?
The one in there.
No, not
fan.
without the
Right
engine
where he's
running.
working.
Not without the engine
Good
running.
thing I got the gloves.
Yeah, it's kind
Unless
of
it's unless the coolant is hot enough that it kicked on the fans, in which case it would run.
I think that the car probably saw that the, because there is a sensor on the high side, it saw that the high side pressure went to a certain value and it says, ooh, I got to call for, turning the fans on.
That would make sense.
I know it runs the fans at low speed when the AC is on, and if additional cooling capacity from the radiator calls for it, it will then kick into high gear. I have never known it to go into high gear just with the AC. That may have changed, but I've never seen it before.
And that may be because it's been low this whole time.
Yeah, that could be. It was running at a higher speed before, so I don't. That may be normal, or it may have just been calling for more cooling. I don't know.
The front end of this looks like it's in good shape, so I'm assuming it was never in a collision.
Not in my ownership, and not that I've ever known.
Because that would explain why it's low, if so.
Yep. Put the cap back on that, and then we get to look at the 2010 and do exactly the same job.
Most likely, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see what the pressures are on that. I'm not entirely certain that that one is low or as low, but it's more low-ish.
Okay, so, yeah, so let...
Right.
Whoa, watch out, don't kill that.
So the high side's at 150, so it's a little bit
We're on
low.
the 2010 now.
And
So everybody's
the low
aware.
side's sitting at about 24, which isn't too bad. I think this probably end up taking about half the amount that the other vehicle did.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What is the total charge for this one?
Well, it should be exactly the same. It's 1.2 pounds.
Who knows how many ounces that is because it's some convoluted number to convert it.
Yeah, how dare they? It's not even worth purging the hose. It's got half an ounce left. Camera. Put it on the battery, 'cause that's the best place for it. Well, we're charging it, so it has to go on the battery.
Put it near the positive terminal.
That's why they call it charging the system, because it's connected to the battery.
You could also put it in front of the camera lens
Why would I do that?
so that we can't see anything.
All right, so we do a little purge of the charge hose. I usually like to purge out about half the can. And now we feed the AC system with some nice fresh charge here. And we'll do it liquid because I'm lazy and I don't feel like waiting 2 hours to charge it up.
Why, you normally just take forever to do anything.
Well, it would take even longer.
You want to speed up now?
So that's blown out 58 degrees.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
That's what I said. I knew they were low. How low is what I didn't know. It's jumping around a bit.
Yeah, because it's charging with liquid.
Yep.
That's really annoying me. That's better.
Can you hurry up?
Well, I can, but that'll damage the valves in the compressor if I
Yeah,
hurry up.
that's probably not good.
You should have put out the traffic cones.
I could have.
Yeah, but then we might not get hit by a car, and then we don't have a funny video.
That wouldn't be good. Oh, wow! Wow! Oh, my.
What happened?
It must have gotten hotter.
That's night and day. On this side, it's not moving any different. Over there, it was,
What's interesting is the low side's a little bit higher on this vehicle than the other one.
there's always variations thereof.
I still think I might have overcharged that vehicle a little bit.
Well, that's not good.
Well, it's going to leak back out.
It will.
The compressor might be tired in that one.
It's got less mileage than this one.
Do you think that coil could be dirty?
Possibly,
That is true. It could be.
but it has less mileage, so it shouldn't be as dirty as
Well,
this
maybe it
vehicle.
was driven in a dirty environment.
I'm gonna not say anything about coil cleaner. I'm not taking that bait.
Now we're down to 50 cents over here.
No, it's improving.
Yeah.
The low side's sitting at about 34, and the high side's sitting at about 180, which is about 40 psi lower than the other vehicle was.
Yeah.
But 215 is really nothing to be worried about. That's still pretty low
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, once you start getting over 250 on a day like today, it's pushing it a little bit.
Has that taken that entire can yet, or it's got?
Nah, maybe about half.
Okay, so it's got a ways to go yet.
The high side is climbing up, probably because the fans haven't kicked into high gear yet.
Yeah.
Because now it's at 200.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually say that this is probably done. Alright, they must have just sped up because the high side just went down a little bit. I wonder if they're multiple speed or if it's PWM controlled where it's infinite.
No, it's 2 speeds.
It's 2 speeds? Okay.
Yep, definitely 2 speeds. PWM control would be something like BMW or Audi Imperial.
My dad's Corvette has PWM. You can hear it, sounds like a vacuum cleaner when it's at full speed, but you can hear it ramp up and down.
What year was that?
2014. So it's new-ish, but it's not brand new.
Right. I can definitely feel it on the road.
This is as close to probably more so than the other vehicles.
Oh yeah.
How are we doing over there?
We're getting there. It's still coming down.
It's probably going to dance around a little bit because I am slowly feeding in a little bit of
Yeah,
liquid.
it is dancing around, but we're at about 51.864, somewhere in there. Yeah, that air out of that vent on this side was just warm. There was like almost no cooling to it.
It's interesting because this one had higher pressure on both sides than the other vehicle did, which seemed to be working better.
Yeah, so definitely.
I just heard the fans kick on high. Yeah, it just hit about 210. I think I'm probably going to stop here.
Okay, I think it's going to do it as far as temperature-wise.
Those cars going by. This is making me really nervous.
And it may actually get cooler than that because we're just at idle.
And the windows are open inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just stop here and call that good.
How much you figure? Well, we could.
Probably about half the can. I think it was 15.4 ounces when we started.
Yeah, there's a little in there. I don't know much of what I'm talking about, but I can still feel things. I know enough.
That's important.
Yeah, there's some in there.
Yeah.
Some liquid.
I'd say there's probably 2 or 3 ounces left, so it took most of the can, not all of it.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, like I said, this side was warm, and that car was just kind of even across the board.
So I'll shut this guy off. I'll let it draw in what's left in the hose,
Okay.
which isn't a whole hell of a lot. Alright, so this hose is pretty much purged at this point.
Off.
So how did you get nerdly in this field?
Well, I guess I couldn't afford to pay somebody to fix my car for me, so I figured this stuff out.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way.
Seems like a recurring theme in this community.
So yeah, she's shooting out a lot nicer than she was. So there you go. 2 of them recharged, and based on the age of the cars and the mileage, it's certainly not unexpected. In fact, a lot of cars would be recharged sooner than that. Although Ginger is still ice cold, and that's even older. Yeah, that's Ginger. See?
Oh, okay.
It's Ginger.
Clever.
Yeah. But they use a different style compressor on that one.
That is a cycling clutch, right?
Yes. These, I think they call it a swashplate.
All right, let's see if I get my hand stuck in the fan again. I bet you I will.
Right. Is the fan on high?
I can't tell. The pressure's too low. The fan's chooching at normal speed. No drama this time.
All right.
All right, so shut her down, and then I'll take the other coupler off.
Okay, the whole car, or
Yeah,
just
the whole
AC?
car.
Okay.
Unless you want to leave it running and waste fuel, it's up to you. Something that Mike would do. Actually, why would I do that if I don't have to?
Happened? There's a heat shield on the muffler that was rattling. Not uncommon. Mine was loose too. Yeah, last reading on the probe was 52.2.
With the sun
Yeah, that's pretty
directly
good.
on it and the windows open, I think you're probably going to do just fine.
Pretty damn good. So huge thanks to Kevin here.
My pleasure. Glad I was able to help.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Jordan, you for standing by, being here. He's quiet a lot of times, unless he's recording the video with his camera. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time.
Always block your camera.
Bye-bye.
It works slow.